They say it's built for large properties, rough terrain, steep slopes, thick grass. What else you got? Yarbo describes the Mower Pro as essentially a tank for lawn care. So those are some major claims. Now, I'm not going to spend 15 minutes showing you how to set everything up, install the charging station, map your property. There are already a ton of videos online showing Jackson at Yarbo doing just that, and he does a great job. What I want to know is whether this machine can actually perform. That's the whole idea. So instead of turning this into another setup tutorial, I've done enough of those, I'm going to focus on the part that really matters. So over the course of this review, I'm going to test its cutting performance, traction, the navigation, the obstacle avoidance, and the ability to handle the rougher parts of my property and the one next door. And this is exactly where Yarbo says the Mower Pro should separate itself from the competition. So let's see what this thing will do and find out whether there really is no lawn too wild for Yarbo. And please don't judge this. This is the unmaintained backyard. One guy said, why don't you just add some dirt to your yard? No, I'll mow it. That's about it. Not wasting my money out here. But it does need to be maintained, which is perfect. Look at it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay, that's quick. I compare my videos each time to my walking pace. This is my walking pace. Right now, it's not set on its quickest speed. I think it's got one more above this. I'm sure they don't want us to do obstacle avoidance on ourselves. As you can tell, it's seeing me. As I get out of the way, it speeds back up. Oh yeah. It's going through some thick stuff. Here's some more thick stuff up here. So I can't wait to send it into the adjoining field over here. You can set this thing to zigzag, you can set it to do parallel. Got all sorts of settings for the blades. Speed adjustments, path offset. They really thought of everything. Because when I'm out on my zero turn and this thing is out mowing as well, that's the perfect partnership right there. You have to think about clearance with these antennas. They are non-forgiving. They do not flex. Now the little one on the back does, but these two do not. So if you've got a low clearance object, this thing will be fine. But it's going to avoid things altogether. Oh, I gotta figure out where it's going first. Stopped immediately. That's nice. That thing's not very big. That's about 1 inch wide. Okay, so initial first run of the Yarbo did pretty good. It saw a lot of things as obstacles. So what I think I need to do is go in there and on the app and check a little bit less sensitivity for that back area, and then I can save it to that area. So next I'm going to send it out front and see how it does, finish cutting. And then in later footage, I'll send it over to the neighboring yard before they mow it, see how well it does with the high grass. Now that I've watched Yarbo work for a while, one thing has become very obvious. This is just a big machine. Once it gets lined up and starts mowing a pass, the actual forward speed is fine. Where you really notice the size is during the turns. So compared with some of the smaller robot mowers I've tested, those turns can feel very slow. Now this is where Yarbo started to make a lot more sense to me. The adjoining lot is rough, uneven, and the grass gets considerably taller than anything I would normally allow in my front lawn. This here is the exact area where this thing matters. Its size, its weight, the tracks, and the heavy mowing deck start becoming advantages instead of disadvantages. And when I think about someone maintaining several acres, a pasture-like residential property, a vineyard, a large area with uneven terrain, this is much closer to where I see Yarbo fitting in. Lucky is here once again to supervise, right Lucky? But this is what you're getting with the Yarbo. You're getting the core, thing is huge. Expect a big box. And this is the Mower Pro. It comes in a different box. Now when you order one of these things, you get the charging base in a different box. You get this battery, which is enormous, in a different box. You get the core in a box, and whatever accessories you order. So expect a lot of stuff. They have it packed really well, very professionally done. And just all in all, this machine, very impressive, except for the one bolt I broke. Yes. So I don't know what I did there. I'll have to back it out later. Additional feature that Yarbo includes is this power plug right here and this additional 120 volt plug. So for those of us who want to keep their machines in their garage overnight and not leave them out on the charging base, there's your solution. Extra security, and it charges. The idea here is not necessarily to finish the lawn as quickly as I can with my zero turn. Yarbo is designed to keep working without me sitting on it, allowing me to do other chores or just relaxing. It did not produce a perfectly manicured finish on every single stem, but I was much more interested in whether it would bog down, get overwhelmed, get stuck, or just plain refuse to work. It pushed through the taller grass and continued cutting. Okay, so solid job. And Lucky wants to point out this section where the ultrasonic sensors detected this as an object, this high grass. So you can turn the ultrasonic sensors off, and as you can see, the rest of it mowed right through. So it does see taller grass. If you have those sensors on and you're able to turn them off, no problem. All you have to do is edit your settings for that mow area, and you're good. It's done a pretty good job. I wouldn't say it's gotten every grass standing up. This is lots of area. This was with ultrasonic on. So you see there's a stem right there by that sprinkler. Majority of everything else was cut. Did miss a few pieces, but for the most part, very nice job. This thing is definitely for large acreage. It is not for small yards. That would be total overkill. It's made just to go out and work all day. Vineyards and acreage, like I've seen a couple of YouTube guys with these nice, beautiful pathways of grass. This thing is just perfect for that. It's not disturbing too much. It's not loud at all. And it just has a 20-inch cut. I mean, that's huge. It's the biggest cut so far that I've tested. And this is on its fastest speed. It does move pretty good. You can see how it encounters those bumps. Lucky, come here. Good boy. It does see Lucky as an obstacle. Lucky is lucky in that aspect. It's just beautiful out here. Still hot in Dallas. And this is with a treatment of nitrogen. That's the only way I can get the grass to grow. So I would say Yarbo does a good job. You're definitely getting what you paid for, but you have to know ahead of time what you're paying for. This is a big unit. Comes in multiple boxes from the manufacturer. Your charger outside, if you're gonna charge it in your garage. It's like parking another mower in there. And the speed is not the fastest. It's very accurate, as I can tell. The setup was very easy, and it seems to be covering a lot of ground without any disturbance in its signal. I'm able to pause it, change settings without a problem. As you can see, it's cutting through grass. It's just going, going, going. So as far as setup, I didn't have much trouble at all. The thing went together very easily, just a couple screws and antennas, putting in the battery, attaching the modular unit to the front, and then setting up your data center, which is basically the RTK. Now, I had to figure out why the RTK wasn't connecting, why it wasn't getting GPS, but that was just a couple clicks on the app, and everything seemed to work. So I was pleased with that. It's very intimidating getting all those boxes and having all that stuff, but they have the most incredible instructions. They have every tool, every part labeled. So very nice job by the team over at Yarbo. Now mapping, I did have trouble. It would stop at certain points and just sit there for about 5-10 seconds, but then it would continue after that. So I don't know whether it was getting its GPS signal or what was happening. But really, that's the only trouble I've had so far. So I know with any bit of technology, especially something new when it's dropped in your lap and you have to figure it out, there is those challenges. But so far, it's been easy. So guys, after spending some time with the Yarbo and the Yarbo Lawn Mower Pro modular mower, I think I understand exactly where this machine fits. Now this thing is big, it's heavy, the turns are slow, and on some of my manicured front lawn, it did leave some tracks because of the weight. So if your priority is a highly manicured, precision cut lawn, I think there are probably other robot lawnmowers that would be better suited for that type of job. But for large properties, rough terrain, things that are uneven, taller grass, Yarbo makes perfect sense. It has the traction, the power, the size to handle areas that the smaller robot mowers may struggle with. Would it completely replace my Skag? For me, no, probably not. I like mowing too much. But for those multi-acre property owners that need a large mower that you can set and forget, it cuts through just about anything you want, and it's just a great mower. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe and like, helps the channel out. And thanks again for watching Lawn & Order, Texas Edition. See you guys. Thanks, guys. That's it for this one. See ya.